So, tell me a little bit about yourself to start out.
Okay. Well, my name is Leigh Watson. I've done the walk 2 years now, once in San Francisco and then this past year in Seattle. And I got involved because of Tasha Carlson. She is a really good friend of mine and also the Tah-Tahs team captain. And both of my grandmothers actually had breast cancer. One survived and unfortunately one did not. And then through doing this project, or that's not the word for it, through doing the walk and fundraising, I then find out about other family members actually who have struggled in the past. I have family, in Wisconsin and all over the country, and you learn about other members and other people who are affected, and it's a really interesting and sad way to find out, but that's how I got involved. That's a little bit about me.
So, your grandmother that survived, is she still alive and with you today?
No,
Okay.
the one that did not, she passed on anyway, but this was back in 95, I think, when she finally passed on. But she had a double mastectomy and survived it.
So I imagine that they're excited about you doing it, but the relatives that you have found that have had breast cancer, what's their reaction when you tell them that you're doing this walk and raising the money?
Well, they're just extremely appreciative. The one, it was during last year, I think. I had an aunt in Wisconsin that actually was battling it and lost to it during all of the fundraising.
So you're on Texans for Tah-Tahs. What's it like to have, you had 23, 24 people on your team. What's it like having that many people going out and walking? Do you guys all walk together when you're doing the event, or do you kind of split up into your little groups? Or
it just depends. This year was really, really amazing. We were able to, almost like 16 of us, girls, all stayed together for 3 days. And, you're spread out a little bit, but we all were still in the same group. So it kind of depends. Last year, things sectioned off a little bit more. There was little smaller groups because people walk at different paces and have different conversations. But this year was really, really amazing. It's almost like you had 16 little chances to get to know 60 other little people. You walk 5 miles with someone, and it's kind of like instant best friendship right there. So this year we really stayed together. It was amazing. No drama, no anything. It was wonderful. Which is, you'd think, be surprising for that many girls all together, camping and tired and hot, cold, hungry. But it was good. It was a really incredible experience.
Speaking of hot, cold, stuff like that, what's your favorite moment from this year's 3-day and least favorite moment from this year's 3-day?
Okay.
Or favorite thing and least favorite
I
thing,
know.
whichever works out best.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, probably just the least favorite would be the food, but or just the sore muscles. But then that's still kind of fun because you know that you're getting a good workout. And the most favorite is it's kind of twofold. When you get to actually see the other supporters that come out and are so excited that you're doing it, and so appreciative, and you actually feel like you're making a huge difference in someone else's life who you never have met and never will see again, and they hug you and say thank you, and that's, that you're doing something really, really good. But also just on a more selfish note, just the friendships and the closeness that you get just from being with a group of girls for an extended period of time and kind of in different circumstances. So, and in new fun cities.
And so you walked San Francisco last year and Seattle this year. Obviously the routes are going to be different. Are there things about one or the other that you liked better than the other? Or?
Oh, well, actually, sure. Every city's going to be different. One of the perks of doing these walks, part of it is it's a good excuse to see a new town, and you get to see a town in a way that you probably have never seen before because you're walking all over it. I've been to San Francisco about 6 times before the walk last year, and by walking through it for 3 days, I feel like I actually now really know San Francisco. I feel like I now have a pretty good grasp on Seattle just because we've walked it. But for me, the San Francisco route was a lot more fun because it had 2 days of really great going to different towns, surrounding areas, and it was the weather for both trips was incredible. But the walk, I think, for San Francisco was a little more scenic and a little bit prettier. Seattle was good, except that you were only in the city the very last day, and that was a great day. But the first 2 days, kind of out in suburbia, and it was just different. They're always going to be different, so it's always fun. You never know what you're going to get.
And you guys are doing Boston next year, right?
Yes.
And I understand it was between Boston and another city.
Yes, the other city was San Diego. We were curious about, but we took a vote, and everyone wants to go to Boston. So we'll see. We'll see what Boston's like.
Okay. So I'm assuming that you did, but I'm going to ask anyway. Did you meet your fundraising goals this year?
You know what? It was much more difficult this year, but I will. I think if you went to my website today, it would say no, I'm off by like $50, but yes, I met my goal.
And I know that your team did the Bachelorette auction.
Yes.
Is there stuff that you did, particular to yourself, that you did for fundraising?
Oh, specific to me?
Mm-hmm.
No, I actually did, other than just sending out emails to my friends, family, coworker, or people in my field. I really didn't have to do anything else. We put on a lot of different fundraisers. We did the garage sale. We did, we sent people to Betty's Sport and Rogue Equipment for one day. Went to Carmela's for one day. They donated their proceeds. So we had it, and then the auction. Last year I actually was in the auction, so I felt like I definitely donated as much as I could then. This year I did not do the auction. But that's really all I had to do, other than just talking to friends and family. So the fundraising is not as hard as people think it is, and it's always fun with a big group like this anyway.
So have you, do you have anything that you would say that somebody who's maybe thinking about doing the walk next year, isn't sure either they can raise the money or isn't sure that they can do 60 miles? Oh,
sure. The walk is easy, I think. I say easy. I shouldn't say that. If I delete that. But the walk is not. You have to have some sort of physical. You need to train. You need to at least get your feet ready. But you need to do something. It doesn't mean you have to get up and do the long training walks. If you're already physically active and fit, then it's something that you really shouldn't worry about. But people do the training walks, there are women out there and men of all shapes, sizes, athletic abilities, and they're doing it. So that really shouldn't deter you. And it's a lot of fun. You end up losing weight. But then the raising of the money with a big group like the Tah-Tahs, as long as you're doing as much as you can and you're trying, and we put on so many different fundraisers and different events that usually meeting the minimum isn't horribly hard. It depends on the economy. But no, it's not hard. You can do it as long as you are a little active.
Okay. Well, that's really all the questions I had. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap up?
I don't think so. I think that's great. It's a great event and a great opportunity for everybody involved.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks.